Well, we're here with POD today, and we're just asking some questions back and forth. One of the things I've been wanting to ask POD is, POD, why are you on YouTube? What are your goals on YouTube? And what do you foresee next for your channel?
Oh,
Three-part question there.
yeah, that's a very good question, as a matter of fact. Well, I'm on YouTube, and I basically stated this at the onset when I first joined YouTube. I put a video out, Bill, and I have a medical condition, and I utilize YouTube to take my mind off that and redirect my thoughts. So basically, it's become a hobby for me. The goals for my channel, basically, the long and short of it is to expand my circle of friendships, to meet new and interesting people. Maybe I can develop some friendships that evolve into something very meaningful that will take the other person and myself outside of social media. I believe that's happened between you and I, as well as some other people that we both come to know and respect very much. It's not just about likes, shares, subscribing. It's got to be more meaningful than that. There has to be some substance to it. And the substance for me is building friendships. As far as my channel goes, what are my the future plans for the channel? To be very honest with you, Bill, I really don't know, because I'm struggling. I thought that I had a clear idea as to what I wanted to do with the channel, and that was to promote the Philippines. Now, keep in mind, it's not to talk about the Bureau of Immigration or how to meet a Filipina or how to date in the Philippines. There are already too many people that do that. Me, I wanted something more simplistic. I wanted to introduce the culture, everyday life in the Philippines. But since the illness, if you will, it kind of got me off kilter, and it forced me to go to online streaming. It opened a door to the people behind the scenes. You get to know the people who are visiting your channel, and that's where you start forming and developing friendships. So, I'm a little bit lost with my channel now during the quarantine, because now I've been doing sports and all kinds of different things. So it's like throwing mud at the wall and see what sticks. Why are you on YouTube? What are your goals and your expectations of things in the future?
Right. Well, as far as joining YouTube, I decided that when we planned on moving to the Philippines, I knew that this is going to be a different time for our family, and I thought about a way of documenting what we go through, and instead of me having to like call somebody at home all the time, tell them what we're up to, I thought, why not just do a YouTube channel, and then if they want to know what we're doing, they can check that out. So it was mainly something that a hobby that I could do while I was here in the Philippines, and a way of communicating with family and friends back home. We never really thought we'd do anything with it, and then after we were on there a while and stuff started happening, we decided to go ahead and take it to the next level and try to get monetized. So we started that back in November of last year, and we got monetized in March of this year, 2020. So that went well for us. So as we continue to gain people, gain subscribers and stuff, um, we've been thinking about what's next for the channel. So, it's check out the Rileys. So number one, it is about our family. So no matter where we are, Philippines, back in Indiana, or if God sends us to Thailand, Taiwan, Russia, wherever we happen to end up, it's still about us. So, and what's going on around us.
Yeah.
After we got monetized, though, I started thinking about all the costs that is involved. People don't understand that it takes money to do this hobby, and instead of taking money away from the family, I want to buy this or that, a new laptop, a better camera, whatever, that we wanted to go ahead and pursue that a little more. So as far as goals, I want to be able to um, recover the cost of my hobby um, here on YouTube by making a little bit of money from YouTube, AdSense, whatever it is. And then I would like to grow that a little bit where it starts paying for some of the outings that we do, whether we take a trip here, there, go do this. So it fully, it's no longer one of these things, but it covers everything. So
Absolutely.
that is a goal of mine. I want YouTube to pay for itself, right?
Right. Absolutely. And
Yeah.
Bill, you brought up a comment, about documentation, especially now that we're kind of like, later on in life, if you will, in terms of
Right.
age-wise, actual photo albums are kind of out the door these days. We live in a whole different, way of life now. And these videos are a wonderful memento reminder. It's a keepsake, and they'll be there. They'll be there for as long as, in my case, my wife wants to keep them up and running after I'm long gone. So it serves as a documentation of one's life as well. But as far as monetization, you bet. That's okay. That's a good goal for people. Why, I mean, nobody will, shy away from the extra money, that's always a good thing, and there's nothing wrong with that.
POD, I used to say all the time back before we got monetized, YouTube, Google is making a lot of money off of this. And, I'm putting in the effort, I'm putting in the time. I just want my little slice of the pie. I don't want the whole pie. I didn't come up with the idea for the platform, but for the stuff that we do, for the time that we do spend, the work that we put into it, I just want my little slice. That's all I want.
Absolutely.
I'm not trying to be greedy.
No, unlike YouTube, they take 30% right off the top, But there again, that's, I guess, the other way to look at it is that's 70% that you or myself or somebody else never would have had to begin with. So for that, I guess, it's a blessing in regards to that. What were some of the hurdles? What were some of the hurdles, Bill, that you encountered that you had to get used to and adjust to when you first joined YouTube and started live streaming?
Well, as far as the live stream, the main thing was getting used to being in front of the camera, talking to people, trying to remember people's names and where they're from and what they do. And, you know, I'm not a young lad anymore. I forget as quick as I learn, right? So so that was one of the hurdles that we did. But the thing that really stuck to me is some of the, if you will, trolls that's out there. We got to where some people were personally attacking us. Some other expats here in the Philippines really was giving us grief, and no matter what we said, it wasn't right, or it wasn't the way they thought we should be telling people about things, and just to be attacked by that hatefulness, that bullying, and it's all over the internet. It's not this man is standing in front of me saying these things to my face.
Right.
It's somebody be on a keyboard saying stuff, and then pretending that he didn't the next time we see him or something like that.
Sure.
But that was really difficult to get used to. That's why for you new YouTubers, make sure you have some good moderators. Don't put up with it. You swipe them, you get them out of there. You don't listen to that mess. Their little bit of time they're going to watch you is not worth the headaches, the drama, the craziness that they bring to the pie. So, yeah, that was very hard. How about yourself?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I can relate to a lot of what you were saying. I think I had a little easier time getting out in front of the mic because of my radio broadcasting experience from dating back, over the years. But I think also I still encountered a lot of the same things that you did. And I think a lot of YouTubers can relate to what you were talking about, because I definitely can. It's like you said, you got the trolls out there, you got people that want to try to make you quit and go away. And it's really, to be very honest with you, in a lot of cases, it's really not personal, because they really don't know you. They don't know me, or they don't know the viewer. To them, it's a game. It's a game.
Right.
And they like to get in there and stir the pot and have some fun. They laugh, and then they go on to the next one, So I've been learning through my friends like yourself and, and the Hopsters and other very positive people like OMJ, J3, J2. I can go on and on. They all agree that you just forget about all of that outside noise. Focus on the good people. Focus on your friends, and just keep grinding forward. You had mentioned, Bill, about new YouTubers. A bit of advice that I would give to a new YouTuber is that if you're thin-skinned, this isn't the place for you. But more so than that, when you're first starting out, my suggestion is don't do what they call sub for sub, meaning if you sub to me, I'll sub to you. Don't do that, because what's going to happen is YouTube, more likely than not, is going to take it away from you anyway. And if they don't, which more than likely they will eventually, the person that made that agreement with you is going to turn around maybe 12 hours later and de-sub from your channel. So what happened was you gave away a free sub. So when you do sub for sub, Bill, and I'm sure you ran into this, because I did when I first started out, I admit it. I didn't know anybody, or I thought that's what channel owners do,
Right.
But there's no loyalty. When you do it that way, there's no loyalty. But when you build a base of friendship and get to know people, then that's when the loyalty comes, and they'll stick with you.
Along those lines, POD, what would be your number one advice to give to that person that today they woke up, they got this wonderful idea of the channel that they would love to start? What's that one piece of advice that you wish you had when you first started, and so you can run and be a stronger channel and get to where you are today a lot quicker and smoother?
Bill, you are hitting the long ball tonight with bases loaded with those questions. I think for me, I wish that I would have had somebody there that would have, let me know that not everybody that you're going to meet and come along with in YouTube is going to be supportive of you. Not everybody is going to want to see you succeed, including your own family and friends. Some of my, this might be harsh, but some of my worst supporters are my family and some of my good friends that I've known for years. And it's not that they don't like you or enjoy you. It's just that it could be that it's not their thing. And Bill, in conclusion of answering that question, I think that you have to temper your expectations. In naming my channel, let me give you an example. Philippines On Demand. I handcuffed myself. What if I was to move to Vietnam? What if my wife and I were to move back to the United States? What if I no longer lived in the Philippines? My channel is no longer legitimate in terms of my geographic location outside of the Philippines. So it's smarter to name your channel after your name. Like, for example, Checkouttherileys. Bam! You nailed it. Because Checkouttherileys, you can go anywhere with that. You can market that anywhere. You can't market your brand name Philippines On Demand just anywhere. So you have to slow down, not rush, and really think about naming your channel. And then, try to think of that niche so you have a consistency. So that right there, I think marketing your brand name, if I had it to do all over again, I would have just named the channel after my name. As simplistic as that, and that's my brand name. I can go anywhere with it. So I think that would be my bits of advice to new YouTubers. How about yourself, Bill? I like the question so much,
Get back, huh?
Yeah.
Well, if something that I wish somebody would have done for me was to give me a little bit more knowledge about the behind the scenes of YouTube, whether it's editing, filming, the work. Just like you taught me how to tag my videos and tag them correctly and put good titles on there. But I learned that a year after I've already been on YouTube. So all that wasted the effort that I put forth, and I wasn't doing it right. That way my videos weren't really getting picked up and shared out like they could have. things like that. If somebody would have taught me some of that in the beginning, or if I would have been smart enough to look into it in the beginning, like, I just, hey, okay, we're YouTubers now. Let's get this GoPro and let's start filming whatever it is that we're doing. And there was no rhyme or reason. I just was filming different stuff, and I just wish I would have done it correctly from the start. And that's what I would say to a new YouTuber right now, that take some time and look into this. It's not as easy as those professionals that are making $1 million a year on YouTube. They have a lot of equipment. They have a lot of programs. They know what they're doing and how to get their videos put out there. And sure, you could happen to hone the magical formula and do something and it just blows up. But most likely, I've seen so many channels come and go because they didn't realize how hard it actually is. And when I hear somebody say they're a monetized channel, I know what they've been through. I know it didn't just happen overnight. Yeah. There wasn't a plan and nothing, they worked hard to get there. Yeah. So that's something that I really wish I would have known from
that's good advice, Bill, and I think we've all been there. Some people do research a little bit better than others, but I got nailed on that too, Bill. When I first started, I had to go back and I started watching people with more experience and watching how they do things and trying to apply what I learned from them. And, and it makes all the difference in the world. You talk about properly naming your thumbnails, your titles, your tags, and making them all match. Because if you don't, the algorithms, the little finger crawlers, when they go through there and then they try to file your video, you're going to confuse the heck out of those algorithms. And they're not going to know how to place your video. So it goes down. It's like a lost book in a library downtown. That book, they don't know where to put it, so they just stick it in there anywhere. Nobody can find it unless you come across it accidentally, like trying to find a needle in a haystack. But a lot of us fell into that. So you're not the only one. That's part of the growing and learning process of being a YouTuber. But that is great advice, Bill. Very good advice. Absolutely.
That's what I'm here for.
So what else you got going on? What do you got going on with your channel, since we're talking about YouTube right now? Well, what do you got going on?
There's big things happening over here at Checkouttherileys. I just don't know what they are.
Oh my God.
Actually, I have a lot of work ahead of me. My laptop was down for a while there, so I got behind on all these videos that I have in the vault that I need to produce and put out there for the channel. So people are going to be seeing a lot of little bit older videos that are just in my memory of the computer that I need to make the video for. So got behind there.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what's happening here at Checkouttherileys. We're, of course, the Philippines is an adventure for us. So you never know what we're doing from one week to the next. Matter of fact, I do know what I'm doing tomorrow, but that's very unusual. So I'm very grateful. Yeah, but the next day, I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Still trying to plan that when we get there, I guess.
Well, I'll tell you, I already know your niche, and you're very good at it. Checkouttherileys is just that. You're a family. You are a family-oriented channel. That's your thing. Everything revolves and centers around your family, your life in the Philippines. That makes you watchable, viewable, because people can relate to you because you're a family man, and you're funny, you're spontaneous. You don't take this stuff overly serious, and you just run with it. You enjoy yourself. And people love Check Out the Rileys for that reason, Bill. That's the reason why I gravitate toward you, is because you might be bigger than Bigfoot, you know, and a shade better looking, but you are fun, Bill. You are fun. You can take it and you can dish it out just as well. That makes you enjoyable to watch, and people gravitate toward that. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Being here and we started living at the farm, and we started doing things that are outside of our norm. Being in the Philippines, number one, is outside of the norm, but doing stuff like farming here, I had no plans on farming when I came to the Philippines, and when we planned on coming here, and we just kind of fell into it. And but we try to take whatever we're doing, whether we're, we could be buying something that we need around the house. We'd like to we do an unboxing. Let me show you guys what we bought, how much we paid for it. And so if somebody did want to buy something similar while they're here, they know what they're getting into. Or we have some business dealings that we do, and we try to show people behind the scenes of that too. And whether we're shopping for a piece of something to go for the business or whatever, or having something built or whatever we're doing, we like to just show it all. Or, hey, the kids are going to school, let's show you what that's like. Or we're taking a drive down to Davao, let's show you the route we're taking, that kind of stuff. So you just never know. So you just got to check out my playlist and see the different playlists that we got going, and see what you might want to find out about. So
absolutely. Bill, you're from... Go ahead.
I was just gonna extend the question back your way, and tell us. I know the lockdown and all this stuff is going on, but what are you planning for POD? And is there any other thing that you want to talk about?
Well, as far as my channel, I'm trying out the Sport Zone Saturday mornings at 10:30 a.m. Philippines time, which equates to 9:30 p.m. Central time back in the States. So, we've been running the Sport Zone for the past couple of Saturday mornings. It's going well. It's enjoyable because it's something that I love, is sports, and there's a lot of other people who live here in the Philippines, that love sports as well. If you're Filipino, more so basketball, which is understandable. And then I have the Sunday night night talks at 7 p.m. That one is kind of, I'm kind of like undecided about that. It's the time. It's the time of the show, 7 p.m. that just doesn't seem to be working for me, as well as some of my friends that live back in the West. It makes it harder for them to be able to partake and come in and join in. So that one I'm kind of iffy on, but we're going to run with it for a while until it's time not to. It's just a matter of trying to get back to some normalcy, outside our respective doors, that would enable us to get back outside and start doing, you know, what we love to do, which is recording the Philippines, editing and uploading, you know. So for now, it's live streaming.
Want to mention your other channel, or you want to
Oh,
edit this part out?
sure, you bet. Thank you, Bill, for reminding me of that. I keep forgetting about my secondary channel. Um, on my Sunday nights, I support other channels more so than I do my own. I do have a secondary channel out there, and it's called Life with Bill. And basically, that channel is a narration. It's not about the Philippines. It's basically about my life and events that happened over the course of my life, which you, in fact, Bill Riley, with your age and others like us, some of those events they might be able to relate to, depending on how old they are. But there is always something there that anybody of any age is going to be able to relate to. So basically what it is I take HD high def video off of YouTube, and then I write a script, and then I narrate over the top of it and then upload it. So it's basically everything on Life with Bill never has me in front of the camera. And that's okay. You know, I know a lot of people are like, hey, you know, that's an advantage right there. But it's a contrast to POD. So it's enjoyable. I just got to get back with it, Bill, and spend more time over there. Yeah. So
So you said that there is stuff for us 20-some-year-olds, right?
yeah.
To be able to watch.
Eventually we'll get around to it. But if
Okay.
nothing else, learn some history. Learn
There
some
you go.
history. You know, learn a little bit about the history in America, you know, or a little about a history in the world. Eventually, you know, we'll get around and we'll hit on a lot of hot topics and you know, things, you know, during the course of my life. I'm working on something right now as we speak. So you know, it doesn't happen overnight, as you know. Speaking of other channels, Have Mercy. Have Mercy has a channel. How's that one going?
Well, she is with her Have Mercy channel. She's able to upload different things that Checkouttherileys kind of can't do. Where stuff that's not focused on our life or whatever, so she can reach outside of the box and upload on that. Also, she's able to freely talk on that channel about different things going on in the Philippines that me being a foreigner that we just can't be, I can't talk about politics here or my feeling about what's going on with the. I can talk about what's going on, but I can't talk about necessarily how I feel about it or how I would change it or
Right.
anything like that. And she can over there. She doesn't because of her work schedule and the amount of time she spends on that. She doesn't get to make as many videos as she would like to for that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just her channel, so I don't try to do stuff for her on that channel or whatever. And so it is holding. She's got a few hundred subscribers there, and every once in a while she'll upload something. So
Yeah.
we're just playing that one by ear. So,
Right.
what about your wife's channel? What's going on with that one?
Yeah, she thanks for asking. Yeah, she has a channel called Chaz Squad, and it's basically a channel about family and her friends. It's fun. She does fun uploads. But unfortunately, she's kind of stalled out with it a little bit, Bill, because she has this online business that she's involved with, and it takes up a lot of hours. My wife is online generally anywhere from 6 to maybe 10 hours a day, 6 to 10 hours a day working with her online business. She doesn't own the business. She invested into a business, and at first I was skeptical, but actually now, I was skeptical, but I supported her because she's my wife. But now, some months later, I actually believe in the opportunity and the potential of an outcome, as she does. I'm glad that I just sat back and let her run with it, and she's enjoying herself. But when she gets downtime, she does go back to her channel and tries to edit and upload videos. So it's a lot of fun. We talked about our channels and our wife's channels. Are there channels out there? Now, I know that I hate to do this because we're going to miss people. And they're going to say, oh my goodness, I can't believe they didn't mention me. But we can't mention everybody because everybody understands when you're on the hot seat, you just can't think of everybody, off the top of your head. But are there any people out there that they're all supportive, but people that have really jumped out and that are always there supporting you, and trying to help you, kind of push you along? What are some of the channels out there, Bill, that you're really beholding to, and really have a heartfelt thanks to? Because I have a few myself.
Right. Just in case I forget somebody or I don't mention somebody, I do have, if you go to my channel, Checkouttherileys, you will see a list of channels. I forget what they call it, preferred channels or something, highlighted channels. And they're there on the front page there. And also, if you go into any of my videos here, I make a list in my description of different channels that have really helped me out along the way, and also channels that I enjoy watching myself. So I put a couple lists in the descriptions of my videos. And I'm always going in there trying to give that an update, a uplook. But some of them right now that are really, clicking for me is I really enjoy watching the Wallace Life. That's a channel from a couple that is American Filipina couple. They live near where I did back in Indiana, and right now it's kind of a taste of home, if you will. I watch their channel, and I get to see him go to the Sam's Club that I used to go to, or Walmart, or different things that he's doing. How's the weather going right now in town, and what's going on in Indianapolis, and different things like that. So that's a channel that I really try to always hit up their videos. Then, of course, Mama Hamster, which is The Hamsters. She is a Filipina. Her and her husband, American. They live in Hawaii. She's very supportive, and I really enjoy watching her videos. She does a lot of the beautiful scenery in Hawaii, and whether she's taking a hike or taking a ride around town or something like that. But she lives in the area where Pearl Harbor is, and I love when she goes to some of those World War II places and get to
Yeah.
see that stuff. I'm seeing it for free. It's not costing me $1, and I really enjoy that. And again, she's a great supporter, great channel. You guys go check her out. And those are two right off the top of my head there. How about yourself?
Well, Bill, since you swung the pendulum back my way, a guy that's always out there like clockwork is J3, Joe and Jenny Journey. Always there, very supportive. Sometimes I have down days, and he's there to, he's a pick-me-up kind of guy, very good attitude. Another one, Pinoy Ahoy. Very supportive. Love the guy. A lot of people feel the same way about Pinoy Ahoy. Absolutely wonderful. And I see you shaking your head there, and you know it's all true, because those two guys are awesome. Lisa D is another one. Lisa D is always there, clockwork, very supportive. Our Mindoro Journey, OMJ. You got Jay's Journey, J2. Gave him the nickname J2. Tim Diziak, our 20-year vet of the U.S. Armed Forces. He's always there, not just for me, but for you and others. Great guy and very quick-witted, I might add. Another one is MMK. Clockwork, always there. The Hopsters would be there, but again, there's a lot of people who would be there, and they would be, but because of the time zone. And it's the same. I wish that I could be more supportive of other people that are abroad, but again, it's the time zone, and you can't be there, everywhere all the time. Joe and Jassy down in Georgia. Another one. And I won't forget you, Pogie. I won't forget Pogie. Pogie always be sticking his nose in the camera. You got Russell McNeese, Kevin Kennedy, drummer Chicago, and kick me in the drawers if I don't say how to Hawaiian. H2H. You got the lurker, Brett Glasso. He pops in, pops out. Same with Adrian Gibson, there's a whole slew of them, and I know who you are, but Sean Williams. I mean, if you know the answers, just shout them out, Bill. Yeah, there are so many wonderful people, and it's like I said, you hate to miss people, but you can't mention them all, but they're there. And when they are there, you're very appreciative of them. There's just a lot of good people in YouTube, and you know what? That's what you focus on. That's what gets you through the valleys. Is focusing on good people in YouTube. That's what makes it fun. And I got to tell you, I don't mean to make you embarrass you. But I think, to be very honest with everybody, Checkouttherileys is my biggest supporter of anybody, and he has been for a long time. And for that, Bill, I really appreciate it, even when at times I don't deserve it. Bill's my Bill's my shrink. He's my YouTube shrink.
You need to get a refund, because
yeah, we get along really well. We click, and you are a perfect example amongst the others that we mentioned and that we did not mention, but they're in here. That's what makes YouTubing fun and enjoyable. Yeah, and if we didn't mention you, hey, we got you on the next show of, I don't even know what the hell we're going to name this show. when Bill talks, Bill listens? I don't know, because, you know, the two Bills, when one of us is talking, the other one's listening. That might
Well, we
be,
try to interrupt each other too. So.
yeah, you know, yeah, sometimes, but they keep the conversation going.
Right.
But we'll figure it out. We won't worry about the name of the show just yet. Maybe some of our viewers can chime in, you know, in the comments section, and if they come up with the name of the show, Bill, maybe we can throw them a bone. You know,
Right.
you know, that might be cool. You name the show, and maybe we'll throw you a bone. Just don't let Pogie get in front of you. So, but anyway,
And don't think a bone is talking about money either.
yeah, good point. A bone could just be that, a bone.
So chicken bone in here waiting on you.
Chicken bone. We'll throw you a chicken bone. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And I do want to let people know that this was Bill Riley's idea, that we do this. And I thought, yeah, you know, let's go for it. It sounds like fun. And Bill, if anybody has a topic they would like us to expound on in the future, they can drop that down in the comments as well. You know, and we'll take a look at it. We're not saying that we'll do it, but we promise to take a look at it and consider it. Because let's just look, it's like this. There are just some topics out there that we might not want to get involved with, you know. So anyway.
Topics or questions, feel free to leave them here, and we'll take it from there.
Absolutely. Bill, it was fun. I thank you for taking time out of your evening and spending it with us being myself and the viewers. And again, if you can name the show, drop it down in the comments. We'll take a look at it, or any future topics. Have at it. Let's make this fun. And you never know. Maybe we'll make you a guest in the future. So, Bill Riley, thank you, my brother. It's always a pleasure. Give a shout out to Mercy and the kids for me.
Thank you. Same to you, POD, you and the wife, and the neighbors, and the people down at the shop there that you talk about all the time. Tell them hi from the Rileys for us. And till next time, my brother.
See you later, bro. Bye-bye. Have a good night.
You too.
Bill Riley, everybody, from Check Out the Rileys.